Today I'm going to make a broccoli cheese soup, and I'm starting melting a stick of butter. So it takes a stick of butter, a whole onion, a package of broccoli florets, and I'm going to chop them not fine but small, 2 cans of evaporated milk, regular milk, 3/4 of a block of Velveeta, chicken broth, garlic, salt and pepper, various cheeses, whatever you got in the fridge, and salt and pepper to taste. So I will be walking you through this. It's always different, but those are the basic ingredients. So right now I'm waiting for the butter to melt, and I'm going to put in a large onion, finely chopped, and then I'm going to start adding away. After that, I will start chopping up the broccoli, and I get that all in there. So first butter, then onions, then broccoli, and I'll get back with you. I thought I should show you really quick. For those who don't know how to chop an onion, yeah, it can make you cry and all these kinds of things. I think you can hold your mouth open, as you're chopping. You can wear maybe glasses. I don't know. All I've learned is you just chop fast and use a very sharp knife. I'm using a food chopper from Pampered Chef that I've had forever and ever. But when I chop an onion, I just chop the ends off, and I leave the skin because I'm going to take it off anyway. And it's easier for me to take it off this way. So, see? And then I just put it in my little chopper. And I chop it, 15 times or so. And I get it really fine. But you don't have to just sit there and peel the whole peeling off the onion. You can just do it very easily after quartering them. Okay, so as I'm chopping, as you can see, this is, been in the freezer for a while, but it's going to be fine. And I'm going to add in probably 6 or so cups of chopped broccoli, maybe 5. I'll eyeball it, 5 or 6 cups, but I'll write it down what I did. But I like a pretty hearty soup. So anyway, this is about how fine I chop it, just so you can bite it and put it in your mouth. All right. So to make this a little easier for you, that ended up being about 1 pound of broccoli. So all I have in here right now are the onions, a stick of butter, and these chopped broccoli. Okay, and I'm going to just let this cook in a little bit while I prepare the rest. I'm going to go get my chicken broth. I have some really delicious bone broth, but you can just use, any kind of generic chicken broth. I'll probably add about 2 to 3 cups of chicken broth, pure chicken broth, because you're going to be, and that's going to be pretty salty, so you're going to be adding a little bit of milk and evaporated milk. And of course, that'll tone it down, and it'll just make it amazing. So, okay, but this is what we're doing first. So we're just kind of heating this up, getting it back to a boiling state while I get the broth and the cheese ready to go. And I'm going to use about 3/4 of package of Velveeta. Okay, so I did end up using about 3 cups of bone broth, and I'm telling you all, this is the real deal. It's gelled. It's very, very good. Very, very good for you. I am cooking it on a medium heat. I might turn it up just a little bit to get it not boiling, because you don't want it to boil because it'll curdle your milk. But you do want it up enough so that it'll start heating through. And if you're bone broth is not salty enough, you can add salt, or you can add even some just chicken bouillon, because this chicken bone broth is going to be your base. That's going to be kind of the base for everything. And I'll get back with you and show you what else to do. We're going to get our, start cubing the Velveeta. We're going to use about 3/4 of that. And then evaporated milk. And y'all, I know Velveeta is not the best thing in the world, but if you're eating it one time a year, well, okay, that's what I'm doing. So I might make it more often, but I don't get to make this too often. But we're going to my dad's for the holidays, so I thought I would make a batch, a nice big batch. Okay, here you go. I'll get back with you. Okay, so here is the cheese block. I got a queso version. I didn't realize that, but oh well. It'll be just fine. And I don't cut too thick. About like that. And then in half. And then in half. And I just put that in my soup. Okay, so I'll end up putting most of it. I'll leave 1/4. Okay, so I also added about a cup of shredded cheese. You can just use whatever cheese you have in the fridge like that. If it's, you know, yellow cheddar, Colby Jack, I think this is Colby Jack, any kind of cheese like that. I have thrown all kinds of different cheeses in there at different times. But as you can see, it's starting to get creamy. And it will get, you know, more thick, but not too bad. Not too thick. I'll be adding evaporated milk. Oh, pardon the dryer. We're trying to pack too. Anyway, so I'm going to put in 2 cans of evaporated milk. And then I'll be adding regular milk. Sometimes I've thrown in even cream cheese, which is really good in here. Or, I don't know, American cheese. You can just throw in any kind of cheese you want. But I put all my ingredients in, the base ingredients, and then I season to taste. What I did that I didn't show you was I added about 2 teaspoons or 2 cloves of garlic, 2 teaspoons of minced garlic. Okay, so it does say shake well, and you do need to shake well because the evaporated milk, I mean, it's going to separate a little bit. So make sure you do shake it well. And then for some who don't know how, you don't have to open the whole can. You can just do a small hole there. This is what I use, this can opener here. Small hole here and a larger hole here. If you only do the larger hole, it won't pour out well. It'll go blah, 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 blah. Okay, so you want to put a small hole there to put air in that. Okay, and then you just start pouring in. Whoops. This is a very thick and very rich soup, but it is amazing and it's simple and people love it. Okay, and then what I will do is add regular milk to tone it down just a little bit, and I probably won't add more than a cup, but I'm gonna taste it here in just a minute and just see. Well, I guess I'll add my milk first and then I'll taste it. Okay, so this is very, very perfect at this point. I added a quarter of a teaspoon of pepper, and I added a quarter of a teaspoon of salt. Now this is what I like. Now if you want to add in more salt, you can. If you want to add maybe some hot sauce or something, you can. My family's not into that. But it is so good. I added a cup of milk as well while I was off camera. But anyway, I'm going to be putting this in mason jars and sticking it and putting a lid on it, sticking it directly into the refrigerator. I've learned that it'll seal itself. Just put like a towel or something under it so you don't hurt the glass. But it seals, and I can have it like maybe longer than a week, maybe 2 weeks later, you know. But, or it'll just seal itself and I can take it to somebody and it'll be more fresh. So, anyway, I will write down this recipe, and I hope you enjoy it. It's such a easy and wonderful recipe. And talk about comfort food. So good. Get you some challah bread. I did a video on how to make challah bread. Oh my goodness. I have some in the freezer. I'm going to take it out and thaw it. Okay. Y'all have a great evening or day or whatever. And I hope you enjoy this soup. Bye.